Hello and welcome, I'm Steelfur of Steelfur Speaks, and this is my guide to all the keywords in the game of Flesh and Blood. This is the third video in the series looking at Crucible of War, with previous videos looking at Welcome to Wraith and Arcane Rising. There's two important things to note. So this is covering keywords only. It kind of assumes you know how to play the game already. We're not going to be diving in specifically into too much about the mechanics of the game, and we're not going to be covering generic keywords like go again or those kind of things in every set when we talk about them. We're going to look at new keywords and things like that as they were introduced. There is a whole playlist tied to this, so if you want to follow this chronologically, go to the start of that playlist, WTR, and follow it down. Otherwise, just chime in about the sets you're interested in, catch up on the mechanics you think you might have missed, and do that kind of thing. Most keywords in Fab, there are two main types. There's obviously there's three main types. There's the equipment keywords that are often found on equipments. There's class-based keywords, and then there's more generic keywords. And it's just important to note that typically we're going to be looking at class-based keywords, though some of the generic ones come in as they were added into the game. Crucible of War is an interesting set because we can't really talk about keywords too much. There is only one new keyword added to the game, which is Temper. And Temper is, when you defend with it, you put a -1 counter on it when the combat chain closes, just like Battle Worn. The only difference is that this then has a check added that says if the block value is 0, destroy it. Now, this is relevant for two reasons. The first is there are cards that can reduce the block value of a card when it is on the combat chain, like, for example, Shred in Assassin. And the other reason is, of course, that most of the Temper equipments either have an ongoing effect that you want to maintain or a destroy effect. So often the Temper equipments are used to make you force a choice between blocking for 1 extra health or triggering the destroy ability or triggering the ongoing effect that's on the card. So Temper is seen as a powered down version of Battle Worn because it makes you choose between the ability and the extra life, whereas Battle Worn lets you get the extra life and the block. Aside from that, all the keywords that we see in Crucible of War are revisited from WTR and Arcane Rising, so I suggest you go and watch those videos. But as a quick summary, we have Legendary on the Fabled Gem. We have Intimidate on the Brute cards. We have some Arcane Barrier on equipment to allow you to block arcane damage. We have Dominate on Warrior and Guardian cards. We have Crush on Guardian cards. We have Reprise on Warrior cards. We have Combo on the Ninja cards, as well as Battle Worn coming back again on equipment. We have more Temper on equipment as well. Then we have Boost on Mechanologist. We have Reload and Arrow on some Ranger cards. And then on the other heroes, we don't have any of the old keywords. We just have what you would expect. The only other thing really to note just before we wrap up on Crew is a nice short video is there is a new card type added in this set, which is the Trap card type. Traps are, again, like arrows, a card that can only be played from Arsenal, but they, instead of being arrows at attacks, they are defense reactions. So if you see Trap, it does work a bit like a keyword in that those cards can only be played from Arsenal. But they are a different type of defense reaction card that has special rules around it. Continuing on with the series, then we move on to Monarch. So please join us for that next video if you're wondering what keywords can be found in Monarch.